we're switching gears and switching sports, actually. Golf is often seen as a game of patience and discipline and opportunity, but for many young people, access to the sport can be out of reach, and that's where Teed Up Golf comes into play. Here to tell us so much more about the organization and how it's helping the youth build skills and community is Teed Off Golf co-founder and CEO Chris Ford. Welcome to you.
Thank you, Erin. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Okay,
yes.
I like talking about golf, so tell me a little bit about the mission behind Teed Off. What are you hoping for as far as the future when it comes to those who are involved in the program?
Well, essentially, Teed Off Golf is more than just a game of golf. It's a community. It's us providing this vehicle for relationships, a vehicle for us to come together and network, collaborate, but then grow the game, have a good time on the course.
There you go. Okay,
Absolutely.
Let me ask you this. Are you actually good at golf? Because what inspired you to start the organization through golf? Because golf is not an easy sport.
No, not at all, not at all. So my background is actually in football.
Okay.
Right? But as my latter years in life, I had an opportunity to really be introduced to the game, and I saw all of these opportunities, and I'm like, man, these students, these kids in our communities, they need access to this that a lot of us, we didn't have access to.
So true.
Absolutely.
I think a lot of, especially in our culture, we don't talk about it. Their access is not there, but also I think we know Tiger Woods, and that might be the max of it, you know, and so understanding how the game actually works and just delving into it, I think is really important. But it's so much more than just golf, right? It focuses on mentorship and personal development. Tell me why that piece was so important.
So it was important. So my background is in education. So I taught high schoolers entrepreneurship and career prep for over 10 plus years.
Wow.
And to this day, I still have students that reach out like, hey, Mr. Ford, I remember you was telling me about value proposition in class. And I'm like, yeah, and they're like, well, I need a little bit more of that. And so when we kind of looked at Teed Off Golf and the organization, we were like, okay, we need more balance. We want to teach them the game of golf, but we also want to give them some life skills and some leadership skills through entrepreneurship and career prep.
What did you say he asked you? What was that?
Value proposition.
Value. Look, you might have to teach us something this morning too. Value
we
proposition.
Can definitely talk.
Come on
we can
now.
definitely talk. That's a whole nother segment. Entrepreneurship.
Yes, indeed. Okay, but tell me how this sport teaches discipline and patience and confidence and decision making even.
Okay, so let me drop this on you.
Okay.
Show me your golf swing real quick.
Oh,
okay, I know.
I don't think people want to see my, okay, look, I know you're supposed to have a soft bend in the knees.
Okay.
You're supposed to keep the, hold on. The back arm is supposed to bend, and then the straight arm here, and then you follow through, right?
You're right there on path, right?
Top Golf taught me a thing or two.
Let me ask you, how confident are you on the golf course?
Not, because I miss the ball every time.
So golf, it teaches you patience, grace. It teaches you, it puts you in an atmosphere where it's quiet, where you have to have that self-awareness. And so when we were kind of getting into this game and seeing all the different nuances, it's like, man, this is some mental health and self-awareness that comes out of this. So this is something that definitely needs to be provided to our youth so that they can continue to elevate in life skills and just growth overall.
Yes, and you know what? You're so right in the fact that it is a mental game, and you do have to slow down, especially in that space where you're just thinking right before you swing.
Right.
Everything calms down, everything gets quiet, and honestly, that might be a space that we need to be in as far as what's going on outside of golf.
Absolutely.
So I like that. That's great. Tell me
right.
how you go about making sure that the access is there for those who wouldn't otherwise have access to it.
So our club is member-based, but we also open it to the public. So every month we're having golf development sessions. This Sunday, every second Sunday, we do a Teed Off Sunday where it's the community golf day, and we invite the families to come out and really just enjoy a basic understanding of the game of golf. We do a little short game competition, and then we network and collaborate. So we provide a lot of monthly events so that we can provide access, but then we also can have some pathways to other areas of career development and career exploration.
I love it, just because of the simple fact we just got to see the kiddos right there doing their thing. And I think especially during the summertime, we always say the kids need to be doing something, they need to be doing something, and they're always like, I'm bored, and we're trying to send them to do stuff out in the city, but we don't know where it is. We don't have the knowledge of what exists in the city. And so this is incredibly important. The program also introduces the youth and adults to workforce development, entrepreneurship, we kind of touched on that, but also future opportunities as well. What success have you seen from people already that have been involved?
So from our youth side, the youth itself, we've seen most of our youth have never picked up a club. And now we have several that are playing on their varsity teams at their high schools.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
So that was rewarding for myself. But then when it comes to the actual community side and the adult side, having this social network, but also professional marketplace where, you know, different professionals can come together, collaborate, connect, and work on goals together, that has been, you know, providing us with stories on top of stories. We're constantly talking.
You wouldn't otherwise, you know, run into.
And,
I
you know,
love
4 hours on a golf course.
Look, you got time to talk.
You got time to talk for sure.
Where do we go? How do we sign up?
So teedoffgolfclub.com. You can find us on Instagram. You can actually go to the website, and then you can find us on Facebook. But I would definitely say connecting with us in person is probably the best opportunity. So again, this Sunday, Teed Off Sundays.
Very, very good. Thank you so much for being here this morning. This was so much fun.
Wonderful.
And I got to practice my golf swing this morning.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes.